And then the borrower must pay off the entire share certificate, which is what we're just talking about. But that also, they have to cover all junior lien holders if there's any, if they redeem. So just because the share sale happened while we're in the redemption period, if there's any junior lien holders, they do not go away. They're still in full effect. Uh, so their liens are still there through this redemption period, this 180-day redemption period. And we're going to cover what happens with the junior lien holders in just a moment. And the borrower may actually, the homeowner may actually still live in the property and occupy the property during this redemption period. Because they haven't lost the property, they just lost the right to make the monthly payments. And if they don't redeem, pay off the entire amount within that 6-month period, the 180 days period, then they're going to lose the property itself as well. Okay, in this 180 days, if there's any junior lien holders, like say a second mortgage, let's say there was a first and a second mortgage on this property, and the first was the one that filed foreclosure, the second, in order to protect their interests, must file an intent to redeem. And if the property is vacant and the homeowner is not living there, the high bidder at the sale actually has the right to secure the property. If it's vacant, so that vagrants and doesn't get vandalized and vagrants don't break in there, the high bidder has that right. And a lot of times you'll see that in vacant properties where the property's been foreclosed on, and then the lender learns later on that the property is now vacant because a lot of times the homeowners, maybe it's 3 months into the redemption period, the homeowners have just given up and they found alternative housing and they just walked. They didn't ride out the full 6 months. The lender learns of this, they'll send a servicing company over there, and that servicing company might then go in and change the locks and make sure that the property is all locked up, secured, that like if in the winter months in Minnesota it freezes here, they want to make sure that the water system has been winterized, meaning the water supply pipes have been drained, the water's been shut off by the city, all the drain pipes have all been they've added antifreeze so that in the traps where water always sits, that's antifreeze so that it can't freeze and burst the pipes. They'll do stuff like that to secure the condition of the property if they know that the property has become vacant. And then this is also where I already said that the junior lien owners must file their intent to redeem within that 180-day period. And there's also another document, it's called an Affidavit of Additional Costs. And this is something that the high bidder, whoever the high bidder was, if they had expenses on the property during that redemption period, like maybe the property became vacant and they had to secure the property and they had to pay a servicing company or a local management company to go in there, change the locks and winterize the property. There's also going to be interest. Maybe there was utility water bills that need to be paid on the property because water bills ride with the property. They're not like telephone and gas and that stuff where the bills ride with the tenant. Water actually, because it's from the city, actually rides with the property, and maybe the bank had to pay all these expenses, or the high bidder at the sale had to pay these additional expenses, plus the interest that's been accrued on the mortgage. So 6 months have gone by, now you got 6 months of interest that's been accrued. In order for everything to be attached with the funds, all those expenses, the high bidder has to file this affidavit of additional costs no later than 10 days prior to the end of the redemption period. And the reason for that is because now we're going to have junior lien holders. If we have junior lien holders coming into play, they're going to need to know what the redemption amounts are going to be because they're going to have a short window on their redemption process. So let's say we got a second junior lien holder. We go through the first 180 days, the homeowners did not redeem. Now the 181st through the 188th days when the second lien holder has the right to redeem. They have a 7-day window. And each junior lien holder is going to have 7 days followed up from the previous lien holder. So in this first example here, day 181 to 188, the second junior lien holder has the right to redeem. Now if they're going to redeem, the homeowner, they have to pay whatever was owed on the property from the homeowner's redemption period. And that's where that 10 days for the affidavit of additional costs had to be filed, because now that's going to be the set number for the second junior lien holder. And let's say in this example the first mortgage was, just for using round numbers, I'm going to round it down and use really round numbers. We'll go $100,000 was what the foreclosure process, and even after all the additional costs and all that stuff, the affidavit was filed. The first one is $100,000. Now let's say the second junior lien holder was $50,000. In order for that second junior lien holder to redeem and to protect their interest in this is to pay off that $100,000, which was the redemption for the homeowner. Okay, now the junior lien holders owed 50 plus that 100, so they have to come up with $100,000, and they have a 7-day window. Now they had to file their intent to redeem during that 180 days from the homeowner, but they now have 7 days to come up with that $100,000, and they got to pay the first whoever the high bidder was at the sheriff's sale. Basically, repaying the sheriff at this point, and they'll be taking care of all the funds.